Our all or none principle. So we're going to say that our stimuli need to be strong enough for the contraction to occur. What's the stimulus? Coming from, in this case, my higher order thinking. Getting that muscle ready to do something that I want it to do. This is the reason that when a muscle fiber is at rest, we say resting membrane potential, because it has the potential to act. Does that make sense? Okay? So, stimuli, do you think that muscles, skeletal, let's just talk about skeletal muscles right now. Do you think skeletal muscles react to every stimulus we give them? No. Okay? Because we can have a stimulus that is not strong enough. It does not reach threshold. So therefore, the muscle doesn't act.
So, when I stick with you don't, and like, usually one side, like.
Actually, it would be more of like, let's not really try to think about no action. I gotta think about that.
Do you like to focus on a muscle? Like doing of the muscle without contracting?
That's sort of what I was thinking about. I was thinking about, okay, well, like I'm, at my office, sitting at my desk, and I know that I need to get up and get my stuff ready to come to class, but I'm sitting there, just taking one more peek out of the window at the sunshine, okay? And even though, I'm sending the information to the muscles that are going to need it, they're just not reacting. It's not strong enough yet. That's what I'm thinking. So,
Maybe like an unconscious mind thing, where like you press the muscle, but you're not conscious aware of it.
oh sure, like you might do in times of meditation and that sort of thing. Like a good example, okay? At a time of like meditation, like doing yoga and stuff, one of the things that they really focus on is the breathing, okay? And believe it or not, in between the ribs is skeletal muscle. So you have the ability to voluntarily control that activity. So, y'all made me think today. I don't like to think. Okay? So y'all made me think today. Now, like I said before, we can have the threshold. We get there, contraction's happening. Not going to control it. Now, believe it or not, we can have stimuli that are very strong. And those stimuli will be stronger than threshold, but there's other things that can happen with a strong stimulus. For example, with a strong stimulus to the skeletal muscle, a strong stimulus to the skeletal muscle can actually put it into tetany. Now, is everybody sort of understanding what I mean with tetanus?
Well, you gotta get a tetanus shot.
All right, so you're thinking about the bacterium that can lead to what is commonly called lockjaw. Now, if we think about that, okay, lockjaw. Have you ever seen anybody with that? Okay. Literally, the jaws are locked. There is no movement. All right? Now, the problem is, in the case of thinking about that tetanus shot, getting infected with that bacterium, and if that happens, I hope you got your ducks in a row. All right? Because most likely the next thing that's going to happen is death. All right? It from the bacterium that caused it. Okay? Now, in a similar vein, okay, tetanus means a sustained contraction. And that's what lockjaw is. It's a sustained contraction. Okay? Before we had tetanus shots, okay, and that bacterium that causes these spasms to take place was very prevalent, and people died from it. It's an extremely painful death, because if it's going to make every muscle, note my terminology, okay, you got 3 types, all right, if it's going to make every muscle go into a sustained contraction, this means every part of your body is going to contract, and you can't do anything about it, and that includes your internal organs, and therefore death. Okay? But in our terms right now, tetanus is telling us a sustained contraction. If the impulse is strong enough, if it occurs quick enough, and in succession enough, we can send a muscle into tetanus. So, when we have an impulse, the strength of that contraction can vary. And it can vary to a point that is painful for the contraction that occurs.
Is that like the, did you call it Charlie horse or something? No.
Childbirth? No.
No, child.
Charlie horse.
Yeah.
Oh, a Charlie horse.
Is that what
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. A spasm. It's a sustained contraction. And you're doing everything you can, everything you can to try to get that contraction to stop. Now, think about a stimulus for a second, because this is the part that's going to come up next. Okay? Stimulus. All right, a lot of it's going to be higher order. We're going to find not everything has to be higher order. Some things we're going to actually affect. Okay. Yep. Okay. There could be external things that will make you do something. Okay. What that means, the information that has been integrated and traveling the spinal cord, okay? In the case of this skeletal muscle that we're talking about, that impulse, which is going to cause contraction, has to exit. And it's going to exit by way of what we call a spinal nerve. Okay? It's the peripheral nervous system. because these spinal nerves exit and they run to the periphery of our body. So, let's say that we're going to get the impulse and it's going to come to the muscle, and that little first impulse, not even noticed, okay? But then it's like, wait a minute, this impulse is not stopping, all right? So guess what? The next group of fascicles will get affected, and then the next group, and then the next group, until the muscle goes, boom, okay, and contracts and relaxes. What has happened is I have added motor units, which are the nerve meeting the muscle fiber. I've added them for each one of these fibers I've incorporated. And as I add them, as I add, okay, when I add something together, I get a sum. So, it's summing. So the more I add, if you continue to add something, the numbers get larger or smaller? Larger. So what would you think is going to happen with a contraction strength? If I'm adding, it's going to be stronger. So, I can have stimuli that are going to take me to threshold. I can have stimuli that's going to get the muscle contracting. I can continue to add the stimulus to the point where it's contracting strongly and they're coming very close together. Does everybody see that? When would something like that have to take place?
Going extreme episode.
Actually, it's one of the things that does occur as you warm up your muscles to do an exercise, because as you go from smaller, well, let's say shorter to taller to sustained, you've simply warmed up your muscles and you're now doing the exercise. Does that make sense? Okay? It could be that, okay, the best example that I can give you. Anybody in here had knee surgery? Okay? When I learned a lot that I didn't know when I had my knee surgery. Okay? Well, I did not know that when surgery is done on the knee and they penetrate the knee capsule, because these muscles right here automatically want to protect what's being invaded, these muscles shut down. Okay? Now, the reason that it's so important to go to physical therapy after a surgery, okay, is so that they can wake the muscle back up. Alright? Now you would think, do what? I had no clue. First day of physical therapy, not only did they take and pull my foot all the way up to my hip, okay, and your knees going, okay, they then put you up on this table and they take these electrical sticky pad things, okay, and they put those on you and they put it on the length of your quad, okay, they put it on, and they got a little handheld machine that they hook up to it, and as you're sitting there, and they take that and they go